Before the world asks anything from you today, take back the first minutes of your mind. Most people lose the day before the day even begins. They wake up and reach for the phone. They give their attention to noise, messages, news, problems, opinions, other people's lives, other people's anger, other people's success. And before their feet touch the floor, their mind is already outside of their control. Stoicism offers a different morning. Not a perfect morning. Not a soft morning. Not a morning where life becomes easy. A stronger morning. A morning where you remember who you are before the world tells you what to fear. A morning where you choose your judgment before other people choose your mood. A morning where you return to what is yours. Your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, your character, your next right step. Stay with this reflection, because these are 8 Stoic life lessons to listen to every morning. Use them before work, before stress, before difficult people, before worry pulls you into the future, before regret pulls you into the past, before comfort tries to make you weak, before anger tries to make you foolish. These lessons are not here to make you feel good for a moment. They are here to train the part of you that must carry the day. If you want calm, serious lessons on stoicism, discipline, and self-control, subscribe to the channel. This is a place for people who want to train the mind before the world trains it for them. Begin with this. The first thing you must protect in the morning is your judgment. Not your phone, not your image, not your schedule, your judgment. Because the way you judge the morning often becomes the way you carry the whole day. If you wake up and say, "Today will be terrible," your mind begins searching for proof. If you wake up and say, "I cannot handle this," your strength begins shrinking before the challenge even arrives. If you wake up and say, "I am already behind," the whole day becomes a race against an invisible enemy. The Stoic does not let the first mood become the first master. He knows that the mind can lie when it is tired. It can turn a small problem into a disaster. It can turn one hard task into a reason to panic. It can turn silence into rejection. It can turn delay into defeat. So before you believe your first thought, pause. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it useful? Is it mine to obey? Or is it only fear speaking early? You do not have to begin the day by trusting every voice in your head. Some thoughts are only noise. Some are old habits. Some are fear wearing the mask of warning. Some are weakness asking for comfort. The Stoic begins by choosing the inner voice he will follow. Not the loudest voice, the wisest one. Say to yourself, "Today I will not let every thought become law. I will observe my mind. I will choose my judgment. I will not hand the morning to fear." This is not a small practice. This is the first gate. Because once your judgment is lost, everything else becomes harder. A rude person feels larger. A delay feels heavier. A mistake feels permanent. A temptation feels stronger. But when judgment is clear, the same day becomes more manageable. You may still face problems, but you do not have to become the problem. You may still feel pressure, but you do not have to worship the pressure. You may still feel tired, but you do not have to call yourself defeated. Guard the first judgment of the day. The morning is not asking you to feel perfect. It is asking you to think clearly. The second lesson is to expect difficult people. This is one of the most useful morning lessons in all of Stoicism. Every day, you will meet people who are impatient, selfish, angry, careless, proud, dishonest, ungrateful, loud, confused, or simply tired in ways they do not know how to carry. If you wake up expecting everyone to be calm, fair, kind, and reasonable, you are setting your peace on a very weak table. One rude comment will shake it. One cold message will shake it. One unfair demand will shake it. One impatient person will decide the weather inside your chest. The Stoic does not begin the day surprised that humans act human. He prepares, not with bitterness, with wisdom. He says, I may meet people today who are difficult. And when I do, I will not let their lack of self-control steal mine. This is not the same as accepting disrespect forever. This is not letting people walk over you. This is not pretending bad behavior is good. It is simply refusing to be shocked by what should be expected. If a person is rude, you can respond with firmness. If a person crosses a line, you can set a boundary. If a person brings chaos, you can choose distance. But you do not need to donate your peace to every person who has not trained their own. Think of it this way. If you walk outside and it rains, you do not scream at the sky for being wet. You take shelter. You adjust. You keep moving. Difficult people are part of the weather of life. Some days bring heat. Some days bring wind. Some days bring storms. You cannot control the sky, but you can carry yourself with dignity under it. Before the day begins, remind yourself, I will meet people who are not ruled by wisdom. That does not mean I must join them. I will not mirror every mood. I will not answer every insult. I will not let another person's disorder become my own. This one lesson can save hours of anger, because anger often comes from surprise. How could they say that? How could they act that way? How could they be so selfish? How could they not understand? The Stoic already knows. People act from what they have trained. If they have trained anger, anger comes out. If they have trained ego, ego comes out. If they have trained fear, fear comes out. Your task is to train yourself. Do not let the untrained mind of another person become the ruler of your morning. The third lesson is to focus only on what is yours. This lesson is the spine of Stoicism. Every day, life gives you two piles. One pile belongs to you. The other does not. Your thoughts belong to you. Your choices belong to you. Your effort belongs to you. Your words belong to you. Your actions belong to you. Your honesty belongs to you. Your courage belongs to you. Your discipline belongs to you. Your response belongs to you. But many things do not fully belong to you. Other people's opinions, the past, the weather, luck, the economy, traffic, another person's mood, another person's choices, the final result of your effort, the timing of events, the fact that life changes, the fact that people leave, the fact that the body ages, the fact that death comes. Most suffering begins when the mind mixes these two piles. It tries to control what is not fully its own. It tries to force people to think correctly. It tries to rewrite yesterday. It tries to guarantee tomorrow. It tries to make every outcome obey desire. And then it wonders why it is exhausted. The Stoic begins the day by dividing clearly. This is mine. That is not mine. This is my work. That is fate's work. This is my action. That is the result. This is my intention. That is their reaction. This is my discipline. That is their opinion. When you do this, energy returns. Because you stop trying to hold the whole sky. You stop trying to lift the whole mountain. You stop trying to carry every possible future before breakfast. Ask yourself this morning, what is actually mine today? Maybe one honest conversation. Maybe one task. Maybe one hard choice. Maybe one boundary. Maybe one apology. Maybe 1 hour of focused work. Maybe one refusal to return to an old habit. Maybe one moment of patience when anger asks to speak. That is enough. Do what is yours. Do it well. Do it with dignity. Then release what does not belong to your hand. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop confusing care with control. You can care about the outcome, but you cannot make the outcome your master. You can care about people, but you cannot control their souls. You can care about the future, but you cannot live there yet. Today, your power is smaller than your fear wants, but it is stronger than your excuses believe. Return to what is yours. Again and again. The fourth lesson is to do one hard thing early. Comfort is a quiet ruler. It does not always shout. It whispers. Stay in bed a little longer. Check the phone first. Delay the hard task. Avoid the difficult conversation. Eat what weakens you. Skip what strengthens you. Begin slowly. Begin softly. Begin without discipline. And if you obey comfort at the start of the day, it becomes easier to obey it again. One small surrender invites another, then another. And by evening, you wonder why the day felt weak. The Stoics trained themselves to meet discomfort on purpose. Not because discomfort is good by itself, but because the person who cannot handle discomfort is easy to control. If you need every task to feel pleasant before you begin, your life will be ruled by mood. If you need every path to be easy, your growth will be small. If you need comfort every morning, hardship will always feel like an enemy. Do one hard thing early. It does not have to be dramatic. Wake up when you said you would. Make the bed. Take a walk. Exercise. Begin the work before you feel ready. Drink water instead of chasing sugar. Clean the space you keep avoiding. Write the message that needs to be written. Sit quietly for 5 minutes without running to distraction. Do one thing that tells your mind, I am not ruled by comfort. This matters because self-respect grows from kept promises. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself. Every time you delay what matters, you weaken that trust. A person who trusts himself becomes calmer. He knows that even if the day is hard, he will meet it. He knows that even if fear appears, he will not automatically obey. He knows that even if comfort calls, he can choose strength. This is a deep peace, not the peace of an easy life, the peace of a trained life. So ask yourself this morning, what is one hard thing I can do early? Do not wait for motivation. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a home. Begin. The fifth lesson is to stop chasing praise. Praise feels good. It feels like warmth. It feels like proof that you are doing well. It feels like a small crown placed on the head. But if you need praise to act well, then your virtue is on a leash. If no one claps, will you still do the right thing? If no one notices, will you still work honestly? If no one thanks you, will you still be kind? If no one praises your discipline, will you still keep it? This is a morning question worth asking, because many people begin the day already hungry to be seen. They want someone to notice their effort. They want someone to approve. They want someone to say, "You are doing enough. You are good enough. You matter." This desire is human, but it becomes dangerous when it rules you. When you need praise, criticism becomes frightening. When you need approval, silence becomes painful. When you need to be seen, invisible work feels meaningless. The Stoic learns to do good without an audience. He learns to be disciplined without announcement. He learns to act with honor even when no one records it. He learns to let the work itself be enough. This does not mean praise is bad. If praise comes honestly, accept it with humility. But do not live for it. Do not turn other people's approval into the fuel for your character. That fuel runs out too quickly. Today, do one thing well without telling anyone. Let it remain private. Let no one clap. Let no one know. Let your own soul witness it. This is how inner strength grows. In silence, in hidden effort, in small duties done because they are right. A person who needs less praise becomes harder to manipulate. Flattery no longer buys him. Neglect no longer breaks him. The crowd no longer owns his direction. He acts from principle. That is freedom. The sixth lesson is to remember that time is limited. This is not meant to make you sad. It is meant to make you awake. You do not have unlimited mornings. You do not have unlimited chances to become the person you keep saying you want to be. You do not have unlimited time with the people you love. You do not have unlimited energy. You do not have unlimited health. You do not have unlimited years to keep postponing your own life. The Stoics remembered death every day, not because they were dark, because they were serious about living. Memento mori means remember death, but in practice, it means remember life. Remember that this day matters. Remember that your attention matters. Remember that what you give your mind to becomes your life. When you remember that time is limited, small things shrink. A pointless argument becomes less attractive. A grudge becomes heavier than it is worth. A lazy habit looks more expensive. A distraction loses some of its shine. Fear becomes less convincing. Pride becomes more foolish. You begin to ask better questions. Is this worth my day? Is this worth my peace? Is this worth my life? Will I be proud that I spent my morning this way? Will this matter when my time is nearly gone? These questions cut through fog. They remind you that life is not waiting in some future place. It is happening now, in this ordinary morning, in this breath, in this choice, in this task, in this conversation, in this moment where you can still turn. Do not use death as a threat. Use it as a lamp. Let it show you what matters. Today, speak with more care. Waste less time. Hold less resentment. Do the work. Be present with the people you love. Train your mind while you still can. You will not get this exact day again. Spend it like a person who understands that. The seventh lesson is to choose your character before the day tests it. Do not wait until anger arrives to decide whether you will be patient. Do not wait until temptation arrives to decide whether you will be disciplined. Do not wait until insult arrives to decide whether you will stay calm. Do not wait until fear arrives to decide whether you will act with courage. Choose before the test. That is morning training. Before the day begins, decide the kind of person you will practice being, not the kind of person you will perfectly become. Practice being. Maybe today you practice patience. Maybe courage. Maybe honesty. Maybe restraint. Maybe focus. Maybe forgiveness. Maybe silence. Maybe discipline. Choose one virtue and carry it like a small flame. When the day becomes difficult, return to it. If you choose patience, practice patience with the slow person, the rude person, the delay, the tired body, the unfinished task. If you choose courage, practice courage in the conversation you have avoided, the work you fear, the truth you need to face. If you choose self-control, practice it with the phone, the food, the anger, the craving, the habit that keeps weakening you. If you choose honesty, practice it in your words, your motives, your excuses, your private thoughts. This gives the day a center. Without a chosen virtue, the day pulls you in every direction. A mood pulls you. A desire pulls you. A person pulls you. A problem pulls you. But with a chosen virtue, you have a place to return. You may fail. That is not the end. Return again. The Stoic path is not perfect behavior. It is repeated return. You notice the slip. You correct the course. You keep walking. Every morning, choose your standard. Then let the day reveal where you need training. Do not hate the test. The test shows you the work. The eighth lesson is to end the day with your character intact. This may sound like an evening lesson, but it must be remembered in the morning. Because if you know how you want to end the day, you will live the day differently. Ask yourself now, when I place my head down tonight, what kind of person do I want to have been? Not what kind of result do I want? Not how much praise do I want? Not how easy do I want the day to feel? But what kind of person do I want to have been? Honest, calm, useful, disciplined, patient, brave, fair, present, self-controlled. You may not control everything that happens today, but you can aim to end the day without shame. You can aim to say, I did not do everything perfectly, but I did not abandon myself. I did not control every event, but I controlled my response more than yesterday. I did not win every battle, but I refused the battles that would have weakened my soul. I did not feel calm every moment, but I returned to calm when I could. I did not get everything I wanted, but I protected what mattered. That is a strong day. Not a perfect day. A strong day. The world measures days by results. Stoicism measures days by character. Did you act with wisdom? Did you treat people with justice? Did you face difficulty with courage? Did you practice self-control? These questions matter more than whether the day praised you. Because praise fades. Money changes. Plans break. People misunderstand. Luck shifts. But the person you become follows you into tomorrow. So protect that person today. Before you speak, ask, will I respect this tonight? Before you act, ask, will this strengthen me or weaken me? Before you react, ask, am I guarding my character or feeding my ego? Before you quit, ask, is this wisdom or comfort speaking? Before you chase, ask, is this love or fear? Before you worry, ask, is this useful or only noise? These questions can save the day in small moments. And most of life is small moments. Now bring all 8 lessons together. Guard your first judgment. Expect difficult people. Focus only on what is yours. Do one hard thing early. Stop chasing praise. Remember that time is limited. Choose your character before the test. End the day with your character intact. This is not a perfect morning routine. It is a stronger way to enter life. The goal is not to feel peaceful every second. The goal is to stop being carried away by every second. The goal is not to avoid all problems. The goal is to meet problems without surrendering your mind. The goal is not to become cold. The goal is to become steady. So before you step into the day, remember this. You do not control who will be difficult. You control whether you become difficult too. You do not control whether the day is easy. You control whether you meet it with discipline. You do not control every result. You control the effort you bring. You do not control time. You control whether you waste it. You do not control praise. You control whether you need it. You do not control every feeling. You control which feelings become your master. The day will test you. That is not bad news. That is the training ground. A hard conversation can train your courage. A delay can train your patience. A temptation can train your self-control. A rude person can train your calm. A failure can train your humility. A disappointment can train your acceptance. Nothing is wasted if character grows from it. So walk into the day like a student of life. Not as a victim of every mood. Not as a servant of every fear. Not as a prisoner of every opinion. Walk in as someone willing to practice. You may stumble. Practice again. You may react. Return. You may waste time. Corrected. You may feel fear. Take the next right step anyway. This is how strength is built. Not in one heroic moment, but in the ordinary morning when no one is watching and you decide to govern yourself. If this reflection helped you, subscribe to the channel. Not for noise, not for empty motivation, but for calm Stoic lessons that help you build discipline, strength, and self-control one day at a time. Listen to this again tomorrow morning if you need to. Let the lessons become familiar. Let them become part of the way you meet the day. Until the next one, guard your mind carefully. The world will ask for your attention. Your task is to choose where it goes. The world will test your peace. Your task is to return to your center. The world will not become easy. Your task is to become steady.